You with your flags and your revolvers, kill the howitzers, show some restraint. Leave your ambition at the table. You must excuse yourself and fire away, and fire away. When the roof's falling in on best laid plans, you once were king, now you're nobody's man. When the roof's falling in on best laid plans, you once were king, now you're nobody's man.
Two-part video. This part is going to be me talking about my CAMH experience, the Center for Addiction and Mental Health, and a little bit of what some of my friends have experienced going through the adult program, because I got to go through the youth gender program at CAMH. Okay, let's get started. Come out to my doctor. She refers me to CAMH. I go in for an assessment, and I am greeted by this 6'2", very attractive intern psychologist woman. And she takes me into a room and we introduce ourselves and we kind of chat a little bit about why I'm there. And then I got to do all these tests, like puzzles, word association stuff, Rorschach, inkblot tests. Yeah, that one, you know what I'm talking about, which was kind of fun. It was a bit stressful because she was timing me, and I don't work well under pressure and I don't do things quickly, so I felt like I needed to do it more quickly with the puzzles predominantly. So that was kind of stressful. It made me feel kind of stupid when I couldn't get one. Anyway, we break for lunch, we come back, and it's like personal sexual history questions just bombarding me. I don't know, I definitely wasn't a very open person about my sexual preferences back then, and I'm a bit more open to talk about it now, I suppose, but I had never had sex with anyone, so it was more exploring my fantasies, and it was very embarrassing and intimidating, so watch out for that if you ever have to go through CAMH. I don't know if it's changed, which is what the second part of my video is. I probably should have mentioned that. But I want to see if I can talk to someone, maybe even Dr. Zucker, about what the program is like now. So the youth program, the adult program, if it's changed at all since I went through like 2006, 2007. So if I can find anything out about that, I will make another video. And then at the end of that, she was saying, like I said before, get your parents involved if you think they're going to be supportive. So I told my parents like a few months later, because I was super nervous about it. They mixed reactions. I have videos talking about it, and then they had to come in and see the person who I had talked to, so the therapist that I talked to, and Dr. Zucker, the head of the youth gender program. And they kind of got psychoanalyzed a little bit, a lot of family history and family dynamics, and something I will remember for a fairly long time, I reckon, is this idea that it's unusual that I didn't come from like a broken family or a low income family, or, you know, my family life was stable and good, and they thought that was really weird. And the other thing was that I didn't have any other sort of psychological issues, you know, depression, No, like mild teenage angsty depression, sure, but not significant clinical depression or anything. Anxiety disorders, bipolar, you know, all this stuff. They were trying to see if I had any sort of inclination towards these things, and yeah, I won't forget for a long time them thinking it was weird that I would feel gender variant and I felt transgender even though I didn't have all these other issues behind it. No? You know? I say that a lot too, and I don't like it. You gotta try and stop saying, you know. Anyway. The lighting's pretty bad, eh? It's too... I don't know. Outside, whatever. So then that, and then all this stuff happened where I was asked if I wanted to see someone at CAMH once a week, which would mean driving to Toronto once a week, or if I wanted to see like a private psychologist. I ended up putting all that stuff off, going out to Alberta, and FTM Kickstart, I made a video, Religion, that kind of talks about Alberta and why I came back after a month. Came back, got in touch with Dr. Zucker. Said I wanted to see someone at CAMH because it's free. Set the whole thing up, and so in September I started school once a week. I would take the subway down, and streetcar up to the CAMH on Spadina and College and see this lovely, amazing therapist, psychologist, psychiatrist. I'm not sure which one she was, but she was excellent. It was good, which is weird because everyone else I've ever talked to has had a horrible experience at CAMH, so I don't know if I think because the age I was at when I came back to Ontario, met up with Dr. Zucker, I was 18, so just at the threshold, and he gave me the choice of going into the adult program or the youth program, and he said explicitly to me that the adult program it's a lot more difficult to progress to the stage of hormone therapy and surgeries and all that stuff because they have very strict guidelines, and I don't know, it's just really weird. So I said I'd go through the youth program, made more sense. But you know, I was at that level where I could defend myself, so no one could, because that's the other thing about Zucker, right? If you know about him, his philosophy is with kids who express sort of gender variance. So if it's a little boy and he wants to play with Barbies, the philosophy is to crush out the femininity and to take away the Barbies and give him trucks and guns and stuff like that. It's just very strange. So I wasn't at that age. I was at a level where I could talk about my experiences and have like a mature discussion with a therapist, but not like at the level where I had no control and I had to fit into this box that the therapist presented, which is the adult program. So very lucky, got in, and yeah, for my whole first year of university I saw her once a week, and it was just talking and sharing my experiences and my hopes and my dreams and my ideas about why I felt this way, and her listening and sort of giving me feedback and asking me questions that forced me to think about things in a new way, and things that I had never thought about before because I didn't have that experience that she had. It was really helpful and really supportive environment for me. She offered up hormone therapy first, but I wasn't. I was really focused on chest surgery, so I kind of put that off, and then at the end of the summer she wrote me a referral. CAMH supported my desire to get chest surgery, I guess, I'm not sure, and I found Dr. McLean in Mississauga, McLean Clinic, started up that process, And then yeah, that summer I got chest surgery, top surgery, and she was transferred to McMaster Children's Hospital, so I couldn't go to see her there. So yeah, second year I didn't see anyone. Yeah, so that was my experience. A few of my friends have gone through the adult program because they were past that age where they could be offered the option. And one of my friends was telling me it's like every 6 months in the adult program, so you don't even get to like build up a rapport with your therapist. You see them twice a year, and I think in those meetings it's all about like, do you meet these requirements? So one of my friends, they told him he had to cut his hair because his hair was too long to present as male, and he had to get new glasses because his glasses were too feminine. And I think both of them had a bit of trouble with like documentation, like what CAMH would accept as documentation to sort of pinpoint where they had started living in the role so that you could get that whole year and get hormones from them, because otherwise you'd be like, oh well, this doesn't really, you need something more like this, and so that's like months and months wasted that they thought they were okay because they had this piece of documentation, and CAMH was like, nah. So very strange. Like, it took them a long time to be able to get to that point of getting T. And then all these like hoops they had to jump through, just stupid stuff. And then one of my other friends ended up getting out and going to Sherborne because he lived in Toronto, and he went into CAMH to try and get his information, so the tests that he took, his personal file information, any sort of notes that the therapist took while he was in meetings with him. And they gave him some of it, but they said some of his personal information was like, God, it's been a long time since I've talked to him, but like in this security vault thing, and they couldn't give it to him. So like, weird. So that's something to think about. If you want to go through CAMH, like, they will always have some of your personal information locked away that you can't access or even look at, I don't think. So yeah, think about that. They'll always have a history of you being at CAMH if you go. And I don't know if I said it before in this video, I can't remember what I said in the last one, this one, but surgery is covered by CAMH now, and it wasn't before, and then it was before that. Yes, that. I'm gonna stop it there because I think I'm running out of space on my card, but I'll talk to you guys soon. Maybe next week, if I can get the camera back. I don't know. We'll see. I want to talk about donating my body to science and how I feel about that. And I'll see if I can get into CAMH and get the scoop on what's going on. I might not be able to, just saying. But I'll try. Alright. Peace.
I have accepted I will not survive my heart. I am wrecked and ready to die.